Greetings all you manics and minds on a grinds, welcome back to another Warframe weapon showcase. Today we're going to be looking at the Arum Spinosa. I probably butchering that name. So this is a Warfan, and it is a very good Warfan, even though that critical chance is probably making some people cringe. This thing is very powerful. So this is the build, and surprise, it's the exact same build I use for all my melee weapons. So the cool thing about this weapon is that just like the other new Warfan, the Quace, you know what? I'm not even gonna try and pronounce it. The other new Warfan that fires, it's all fire, heavy attack, shoots quills. This thing does the exact same thing, except this one has way more status. So we are gonna immediately jump into the steel path because there is absolutely no point of me showing this off in the simulacrum. Some weapons I will show off in the simulacrum, but honestly, the simulacrum doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter. The real test is steel path. So this is just, your, viral build. This thing is very slash forward. It's pretty fast, and Warfans are very flashy with slicing feathers. I cannot wait until we get another Warfan stance. I would love to see a Warfan stance where the Warfans, like some combos that orbits you or does glaive kind of stuff. I think that would look really sick, and be very, very fun. And like this Warfan and the Quasa, I want to say Quasa. I don't know. With that orbiting attack, sometimes quills will be flung out at other enemies. That'd be so goddamn sick. But I don't know. Melee's already broken, so I am not going to be using Nerman. So you forget about it. Oh, wait. Should I take off Arcane Strike? Because this Warfan is so fast, I think I'm just going to take it off. Because 1.8 attack speed plus Berserker is quite quick. So we're just going to go right back into Selkie. So, is this weapon better than the other Warfan that came out? I think they're about equal. But I do think that this one does a bit more damage. Because status is kind of nuts with melee. Yeah, crit's cool and everything, but also this is the quills. Now the quills will do viral and slash damage, whatever damage you have on the weapon. I kind of wish they did toxin. Like they had a guaranteed toxin proc. I think that'd be really cool, but they don't. Also, this is just I think that's a visual bug where the spikes go away. Anyway, Warfans make me feel like a Mortal Kombat character. Anyway, so who I forget the name of that uses Warfans.
I'm sending life support capsules your way.
So I've already talked about slicing feathers. I mean, nothing has changed here. And yeah, it cuts everything to ribbons. Oh, come on. Yeah, get your little shit out of here. What are you even offering? Oh, the Kuva Dragoon. Yeah, I already have that nearly max toxins, so I don't care. I don't even remember what Trinity gives as a generator of Kuva Liches. Speaking of Kuva Liches, I am excited for the Corpus Liches, and I'm super excited for the new Warframe. Oh my fucking god, he looks awesome. Cannot wait to get my hands on him. I wanna fucking, my god, I cannot wait to see what I'm able to do with him. By the way, look how potent these things are. Now, would they be better if they came with an 8 toxin or an 8 viral? Sure, but I mean, not necessary. And then I'm just gonna do the alt fire, even though I have not built for the heavy attack. Heavy attack build on this. I mean, heavy attack guys already know how to build heavy attack, so yeah, practically guarantees slash procs and whatever status you have on. Anyway. I'm not red critting, but the enemies are dying super quick. This is weird, right? This shouldn't be possible. Anyway. Yeah, warfans are just, they're super cool. Slicing Feathers is a really cool stance, but once we get a new stance, it's going to be really cool. Yeah, it's ripping these enemies to pieces, quite literally, because it's cutting them to bits. So Necros players, this is going to be a very good weapon for you. I mean, not that it matters too much, because Necros already gives so much loot, and half the time it doesn't even really matter with Necros.
Life support incoming.
Anyway, easy peasy. Now the only problem is, once we get to the Acolyte, it's going to be kind of a pain in the ass to kill him. But we'll see. We'll see. Yeah, I'm literally just walking through the enemies.
Additional life support has arrived.
Very effortless, just pressing E. No red crits or even orange crits in sight, and I am literally cutting these guys up like ribbons, so cutting these guys into ribbons, and it's not even hard. But I mean, this is just, I've said this before, this is the story of every melee weapon in the game when you build it with Condition Overload, Weeping Wounds, and Blood Rush. It just slaughters everything, like it's not even a contest. Melee is just that goddamn strong. And it should be. Melee should be strong. Because if you're using a melee weapon, you are already restricted on the range of the melee weapon, so you have to compensate with high damage, so it makes sense to me. But yeah, this is pretty effortless. Now getting this weapon is kind of a pain in the ass. You have to do the new bounties on Deimos, so there is that. So good luck, and hopefully RNG smiles upon you if you want this weapon. If you don't like Warfans, then it's hard to recommend this weapon. If you don't like the class of weapons because of the stance or whatever, then, you know, you're not going to go for this weapon because it's not your cup of tea, which is completely fine. But you can't deny that this damage is ridiculous. So I actually did a little experiment. I tested a pure status Saw in this kind of scenario, and it ripped through the enemies super quick like I thought it would. So, is pure status better than pure crit? I should probably test that sometime. I already have a crit Nakana, so should I make a status Nakana and try that? Would that be something you'd be interested in? I don't know. I kind of don't want to do too much Warframe content until Larvos comes out. And when there's actually stuff to do in the game other than Warframe, the weapon showcases. So, alright, here comes the bitch. Now, since the enemies are being procced with viral, I should have put corrosive on this weapon to get more damage, but I mean, it don't matter. Angst. Yep, absolutely cut to ribbons. Easy. I'm not even using any abilities that boost damage, so. Anyway. That's the Arum Spinosa. Spinosa. I'm just gonna call them the Spinosas. Very good. Very, very good weapon. Definitely would recommend if you dig melee. Um, and if you're looking for a really, really cool Warfan, there's not too many in the game to choose from. And I hate using this term, but this might be the best one. It's just overall really, really good and fun. And you could totally build this to only huck quills, and that will work pretty well. So, anyway, that's the Spinosa. Fantastic weapon. Definitely would recommend. If you're using the Panzerwolfenpfeile and if you're going against Grineer, then I would recommend building this thing for corrosive, because then you'll have viral and corrosive on the enemies. But again, it didn't matter too much, did it? You could build this thing for pure slash, and I think it would do just fine. You could build this thing for gas against an infestation, and it would work very good. You could completely ignore all crit, including organ shatter, and put on heat, so you have viral heat or viral corrosive and heat, and that would work very, very well. The viral coming from the Panzerwolfenpfeile. Anyway, this is a very good weapon. Also, you only need one forma because it comes with a V polarity, so that's very good. DE, make every single melee weapon fourth have 2 V polarities, because that's all melee weapons need, really. Unless you're doing a heavy attack build. Anyway. Very, very, very good weapon. They're flashy. They're fun. They're pretty damn cool looking. I mean, you're slicing enemies to pieces with a fucking plant. These are like plant leaves, right? It says in the description that these are like fucking plant leaves. So, does this thing actually come with an atoxin? I forget. No. I thought it did, but yeah. So the base stats, yeah, 37% status chance base. That's quite high. Anyway. And before we get custom stances, that would be the day, right? Oh my god, I would love that. Be able to splice a couple stances together. That would be fun. That would allow for endless possibilities. They would just have to balance some things so it's not broken, because some stances are just broken. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching, and remember, in Trilby, we trust.